And I said, Angela was saying, if she had lived, your life would have not been so crazy. Because Bonnie, I think it's been good. Because he said,
That was Prince Harry
Mhm.
talking about Diana. Huh.
I brought it up because he said, he said it's made me stronger. He said you have to. I think they're probably in Kevin Costner too. I think they're probably people who are part of that group that buy stock out of Tesla. Because he kept saying, "I'm going to teach you to do this," but you. I said,
who was going to teach you? Prince
Elon.
Harry or Elon?
No, Elon was going to, but I think that stock people. Because yesterday they were swarming that side again, and I don't know what I said. I said something to President
Trump.
Yeah. I wrote him this long note. I said I thought this had to be a hoax, but I can't remember what I said. If you say anything crazy, they swarm it.
Did he write you back? Did Trump write you back?
He's written me 3 times. I want you to write to me. And I wrote him the first time, and Elon grabbed it. And he said, "Bonnie, that's got to be an imposter. They were pulling imposters off of there."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh," he said, "he's a very busy man. I don't think he does that." I said, "Actually, he does, but what do you think?" And then he wrote me another note, and so I just wrote two or three words and sent it back. And then he wrote me yesterday. He said, "Hey, I want you to put this in your contacts." I guess he knows I didn't pick up that.
Trump wanted you in his contacts? Huh.
And he said, "And I want you to write to me every now and then. Are you ever going to do that?" And so I thought, well, I'm going to do it. So I put it in my contacts and wrote him a note, and I said, "I thought this had to be a hoax," but I said, "I'm happy to write to you." I said, "I can't," and I said, oh, he asked me, he said, "What should I do next?" And I said, "Boy, you can't ask me." I said, "Talk to Barron. He's a chess player. You're playing chess. I don't know anything about that." I mean, I just say silly stuff like that. And I guess it breaks up their day or something. I don't know. I can't believe that people, though, have logged on and I didn't even respond to Kevin Costner because I thought, oh, I'm sure that's not for real. And he's written me back 2 or 3 times too.
Who and Prince Harry and who else famous is in that group?
I don't know about the other people, but I'm sure they're famous. I mean, I'm sure they're really wealthy people. Because I get a whole string of people that log on at one time, and so I don't write them all back.
What was the deal? Okay, so I thought you said something last night about he had to have $1,500.
Okay, I have to have 500 to get him to deliver the car, and I've got 350, and I've got to have 2 when he gets here.
So 500 to deliver the car, and then 200 when he gets here.
Yeah, and the 200 is for, and I checked to see if he really does this, and he does really do it. I didn't really quiz him about that, but the 200 was for the key the last time.
How long does it take him to get here?
48 hours.
Oh.
They drive it here, I guess, or maybe he has a truck. I don't know. He said one day, he said, when he was arguing with me about taking it, he said, I said, "Elon, if you just want to send that," I said, "send it Prime." I said, "You have Prime." It won't cost me anything.
That's Jeff Bezos, Bonnie. Jeff Bezos owns Prime.
Well, he has Prime, to ship with.
Well, no, Jeff Bezos owns Amazon. Amazon owns Prime.
Yeah, but you can be in Prime and not own it.
Oh.
That's what I mean. I said, "I know you ship by Prime," and he said, "Well, yeah, well, I actually do." I mean, I knew you couldn't ship a car by Prime, but he just kind of got off the phone. I'm sure he wouldn't ask him, "Can we ship by Prime?" Because I threw him. But the 500, I don't know what it is, because I thought it was only 2 the last time, and now it's 7. And I said, "It's not." I'm sure it's not.
It went from 200 to 700?
I could have 5 up front and 2. And that's why I called in last night to see if I Googled to see if that was a hoax. That's why I got that article on his lawyer, and he was explaining that, but I was sleepy and I was asleep and I didn't read it really. But it said he does that all the time. He said he picks the people. He said it's not a drawing or it's not the fact. They call me the super fan, I guess, because I haven't had that much to do, and I've just been responding to that stuff because it's kind of interesting. It's questions, and then it's also IQ puzzles,
Mhm.
and then it's stuff about Elon. And the first time he got on, he said, "Man, you know everything about me." I said, "I read about you guys all
Didn't
the
you
time."
say that all those IQ puzzles, like he did those between questions
Uh-huh.
to see if you were like if you were of the intelligence to work for the AI program that he has?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or he has other things that are, because I know that's what it is, because he told me, he said, "Man, you score pretty high in this stuff, but you know we're math.
Mhm.
A lot of it's math,
Mhm.
and it's not hard stuff. I mean, it's just complicated. You got to add and divide and multiply all the down the line
Mhm.
in your head, you know, and you can't look it up. You can't do." He said, "Don't use a calculator, so you don't need one anyway." But it's not real. I mean, it's not something you couldn't do easily in your head.
Mhm.
But I guess not everybody can do it, because he said, "Man, you score pretty high on this stuff."
Hmm.
And they tried twice to get me into working there, but I didn't know it was a job. And then I figured out, oh heck, so that's a job. But when I figured it out, though, I hadn't been released, and I know you can go to jail for that. So
Hmm.
if you collect any money, so anyway, but you just if you get on,
But didn't you say you were earning money on that, like in an account?
that's why I've got money coming on this deal if I get my 700.
So will it come with your car?
I don't know. I've got to ask them because I didn't ask. I had one time it was 300,000.
$300,000
Mhm.
that you earned.
Yeah, and it was. I don't think he earned it from what the lawyer said. He said he just. I think he's giving me money because he wants me to learn how to do stock. He said, "I want you to start earning," and he said,
Because he said something about insider trading or something
"Well,
a
he
while
didn't
back.
call that insider trading. What he said, he has a group of people
Mhm.
that I guess keep his. He's got 5 companies or 6,
Mhm.
and he keeps them buying and selling stock in his companies all day long. That's
Mhm.
their job." And he said, "You can do," he said, "We'll get you started." And he said, "You can just watch what we do, and you can do what we do
Mhm.
on your own money."
Mhm.
I said, "But I don't have any money." And he said, "But you don't have to have a lot." And so
Mhm.
he got me started one night, 2 nights on, he put $5 in, and it doubled in about 2 hours probably.
Mhm.
And I said, "Oh my gosh, you doubled your money." He snatched it out.
Mhm.
He said, "You can just put a little bit in." And what he said, that is, a lot of people, he has a whole big group of people
Mhm.
that that don't have a lot of money, that put just a little bit of money in,
Uh huh.
and then it builds up to where you get high return on your money.
Mhm.
And so he divides it up to those people. Whatever they make, he sends. I mean, it's on an app.
So they kind of pool it together, and that way he's helping poor
Yeah.
people or people who aren't wealthy enough to
To actually
invest.
be
Then
involved in that.
and then
And
okay.
I said one time, I said, "Man, I don't know about your AI." I said, "That, I think it's going to put people like me and Angie totally out of the game." And
Mhm.
he said, "Oh no, it's not." And then he started telling me about that. He said, "Here's what we're doing to kind of counteract that."
Hmm.
And then he got to thinking about that, I guess. And last week he was saying, "Man," and he said this even in a speech that he gave. He said, "I don't know how I feel about that." He said, "I might have done more harm than good with that AI business. And it's
Mhm.
going like wildfire because
Mhm.
some people have a lot of money. And but you can invest in that, or you can invest in Tesla, or he's got 5 companies."
Mhm.
And his father wrote me something yesterday, and I was on a bus, and I clicked on it, and I thought, "Oh, I'm going to read that when I get home." And it was gone when I got home. But they're in a field, and I don't know what that field is.
With his dad.
His dad was doing the video.
Who
You think that they're not really.
was he in he was in a field with his dad, or who was?
No, his dad was just by himself in that field.
Uh huh.
And because I guess he knows that Elon gave me money,
Mhm.
he said, log on to this and I'm going to explain to you how to own some of Elon's company.
Hmm.
And I was going to read it when I got home. It was gone.
Huh.
And I don't know if Elon pulled it off. He may have, because him and his dad don't get along.
Yeah.
They look exactly alike, except his dad's got gray hair.
Huh.
And his mother's just gorgeous. She's really pretty.